no one gives a fuck about him, that's Islam. No one gives a fuck. Even in Dagestan, when he's fighting, the people goes to sleep and they watch his fight in the morning. Even at home, who gives a fuck about Islam? Islam, he doesn't even know how to pronounce 2 words.
If Islam becomes the welterweight world champion, for sure I'm gonna push for that shot also.
Скоро будет большие новости.
Ilia Topuria is still angry at Islam Makhachev for not fighting him, as he lashes out at Islam Makhachev at the open workout event. Topuria is fighting Charles Oliveira in the main event of UFC 317, but he didn't miss an opportunity to mock Islam Makhachev. Ilia Topuria was recently seen at the open workout event, where he looked in excellent shape and is excited for his upcoming title shot. After an intense training session, Ilia Topuria took a harsh shot at Islam Makhachev, downplaying his star power and saying that a fight with Paddy Pimblett would generate more interest. He claimed that even in Makhachev's home region, fans aren't excited to watch him fight live. Topuria also mocked Islam's public speaking skills, suggesting he lacks the charisma of a true headliner.
I think that it's gonna be even bigger, me against Paddy, than me against Islam, because the one who that no one gives a fuck about him, that's Islam. No one gives a fuck. Even in Dagestan, when he's fighting, the people goes to sleep and they watch his fight in the morning. Even at home, who gives a fuck about Islam? Islam, he doesn't even know how to pronounce 2 words.
Although Ilia Topuria doesn't like Paddy as they had a huge beef in the past, still, he wants to fight him. Despite calling Paddy a hypocrite and saying Paddy doesn't deserve the fight, Topuria admitted he'd still fight him, calling it an easy win. He said fans would enjoy the rivalry, but warned the result would be the same as always. Another one-sided victory in his favor.
Bueno, está Paddy, por ejemplo.
Él es otro hipócrita, yo te lo digo. Yo recuerdo una vez compartimos una rueda de prensa y él me dijo una cosa que era: mira, yo estoy peleando en el main card, tú estás peleando en los preliminares, tipo una bobada así. Y yo ahora me pregunto, yo tengo 2 cinturones, ¿tú dónde estás? ¿Sabes? ¿Quién es Paddy Pimblett ahora mismo? ¿Y por qué se tendría que merecer ahora mismo pelear conmigo? La verdad que si pudiera yo elegir una pelea, pelearía con él porque cae fatal, la verdad. Cae como el culo. Y a mí me encantaría regalarle ese combate a todos los fanáticos, porque desde hace mucho tiempo yo creo que dentro de la UFC no se ve una pelea de verdad. 2 personas que de verdad se quieren pegar. Y qué mejor que pegarse delante de todo el mundo y regalarles un espectáculo. Yo sé lo que va a pasar. Y no va a ser ningún bien para él.
¿Qué va a pasar?
Lo que ha pasado con todos.
Paddy Pimblett has also expressed interest in fighting Ilia Topuria if he wins at UFC 317. In a recent conversation with Tom Aspinall, Paddy revealed that he and his team have already prepared a game plan to beat Topuria. He believes the UFC would likely make the fight happen because of its massive appeal. Unlike others who just try to box with Topuria, Pimblett said he plans to use a complete MMA strategy to expose any gaps in his game. He's confident and eager to prove doubters wrong.
That could be done like early next year. Paddy winning the title, easy. Well, maybe even this year.
If Ilia wins and says he wants to fight me, the UFC will make that fight.
I think so.
Because they know it's a money fight. As Ben was saying, that's like one of them fights where they were world press tour lads like McGregor Aldo. I know I'd beat him. It's funny because I got laughed at for it, but I know I'd beat him.
Yeah, but that's what separates you from the other guys, from the other guys, isn't it?
We've already talked about a game plan to beat him, lad. I don't know how to beat him. No one goes for his weaknesses when he fights out. Everyone just tries to have a boxing match with him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to come out and have a boxing match with him. I'm going to beat him with my all-round MMA game. And as I said, no, I'd beat him, lad. And I reckon I'd proper hurt him and just shut everyone up even more like I love to do.
On the other hand, Islam Makhachev is also cooking something big. Islam recently shared a video from Baku on his social media account where he claimed that something big is coming and the fans are eager to know what it could be.
Всех приветствую, салам алейкум. Мы в Баку, UFC первый раз в Баку, и я первый раз в Баку. Приехали поддержать Тагира и всех наших ребят. Всем желаю удачи. Увидимся скоро, скоро будут большие новости.
Meanwhile, Ilia Topuria is eyeing the welterweight move if Islam becomes champ. Topuria revealed that if Islam Makhachev wins the welterweight title, he's ready to chase that fight. He said he would push for a title shot and move up to the welterweight division, showing his ambition to become a multi-division UFC champion.
If Islam becomes the welterweight world champion, for sure I'm gonna push for that shot also, and I will move to the welterweight division.
Seemingly, Ilia Topuria has changed his mind because a few weeks ago, he was not interested in chasing Islam. He dismissed the idea of moving up in weight to chase Islam Makhachev, saying there's no reason to pursue someone who keeps avoiding the fight. He made it clear that if Makhachev isn't willing to face him, he's not interested in chasing him around. For Topuria, it's better to move forward than to waste time on someone who doesn't want the challenge.
Ilia, ¿tienes pensado subir a peso welter a perseguir a Islam para que deje de huir como comentabas?
Pero ¿para qué perseguirlo? Digo, si alguien huye, tampoco hay que hacerle bullying. Si huye, hay que dejarlo escapar. Yo tampoco quiero pelear con gente que no quiere pelear conmigo.
However, Ilia Topuria didn't completely shut down the possibility of moving up to welterweight. He said he's open to the idea if the fans are behind it and if the champion at 170 presents a real challenge. For Topuria, it's not just about chasing belts. It's about excitement and motivation. However, he made it clear that any potential opponent must genuinely want the fight, not just talk about it. Ilia Topuria stated, "Of course, why not? It depends. If the fans want to see me fight at welterweight and there's a champion the company has at the moment, why not? I fight to entertain people. Obviously, I also have to be motivated by the challenge, so I'm not closing the door. If the opportunity arises and there's an exciting fight, I'll be there. What I hope is that the other party is also willing, not willing to make excuses, but to back up what they're saying." Earlier, Ilia Topuria accused Islam Makhachev of being a hypocrite. He reminded fans that Islam once claimed he wanted to give chances to smaller fighters like Ilia, but now that Ilia is seeking a similar opportunity, Islam is planning to move up in weight instead of facing him. Ilia said it's unfair for Islam to criticize him while doing the same thing himself, calling it one of the clearest examples of hypocrisy he's witnessed.
Es el mayor hipócrita que yo haya visto jamás. A mí me decía que no me quería dar la oportunidad porque era el chico pequeño, y ahora el chico pequeño es él, que está buscando la misma oportunidad que yo estaba buscando. Entonces es como criticabas una decisión, una acción mía cuando tú estás ahora mismo haciendo lo mismo. Es como no he visto más hipocresía en mi vida, pero...
Islam Makhachev's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, explained why the fight with Ilia Topuria didn't happen. He said Islam was open to facing Topuria, but there wasn't much to gain from it. According to Ali, if Islam beat Topuria, who was nearly a 4-1 underdog, people would downplay the win just like they did after Islam defeated Alexander Volkanovski. While he praised Topuria's skills and showed respect for him, Ali made it clear that the risk didn't match the reward, especially with critics likely to discredit the victory.
If he had to fight Ilia, no problem, he would have fought Ilia. But when Islam go out there and finish Ilia, he was almost 4-1 underdog, favorite, right? People are gonna say, and Ilia is a very skilled fighter. I'm not taking anything away from him. I respect him as a fighter. But you know, if Islam go there, starch him or beat him, right? That people are gonna say he beat a 45-pounder. He beat Alexander Volkanovski 2 times. He beat a 45-pounder. You understand? He had nothing to gain. It's a great big, but he had to.
Ilia Topuria fired back at Islam Makhachev's manager, saying Ali should be grateful to him. According to Ilia, the only reason Islam still holds any value or credibility is because he never fought and beat him. Topuria claimed their matchup was the fight fans truly wanted, and he was fully ready to take it. He insisted he did everything on his part to make it happen, but Islam's team avoided the fight from the beginning and never genuinely accepted the challenge.
Manager Ilia Topuria en una entrevista ha dicho las siguientes palabras, y es que tendrías que darle las gracias a Islam Makhachev por haber dejado el cinturón vacante.
A mí me tendría que dar las gracias a Ali por no haberle metido una paliza a su estrella, y que el día de hoy que todavía tenga un valor y que tenga algo de credibilidad es gracias a mí. Era la pelea que todo el mundo quería ver, yo estaba dispuesto a hacerla, me había preparado, había puesto encima de la mesa todo lo que estaba en mis manos, y se escaparon. Y desde un principio nunca en ningún segundo aceptaron el combate.
Ali Abdelaziz also revealed that a fight between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria was already finalized and ready to happen if Belal Muhammad had won his bout. He explained that all negotiations were complete and both sides had agreed, saying it was never even up for discussion. According to Ali, the matchup was essentially locked in, but circumstances changed when Belal didn't get the win.
It was a done deal. If Bilal would have won, Islam and Ilia was a done deal. It was negotiated. Everything was good to go. It was not even a conversation.
Ilia Topuria responded strongly to Ali Abdelaziz's claim that a fight with Islam Makhachev was signed and only dependent on Belal Muhammad's win. Topuria dismissed the statement as completely false, calling it a lie. He accused Ali of trying to cover for Islam, saying they were never truly honest about accepting the fight and are now just trying to clean up the mess left behind.
El tema de Ali, declaraciones suyas, no sé qué reacción tuviste cuando leíste que todo estaba firmado en realidad y solo hacía falta que Belal ganara para que vuestra pelea se produciera.
Mienten, son mentirosos. Eso es una pura mentira, eso no es la realidad. Pero al mismo tiempo le entiendo porque es su trabajo. Su trabajo es limpiar las mierdas que sus clientes dejan, ¿no?
On the other hand, apart from the tension between Ilia and Islam, the fans are also looking forward to witnessing a fight between Paddy Pimblett and Ilia Topuria due to their old rivalry. Both Paddy and Ilia are always seen targeting and mocking each other, but never deny fighting each other as well. UFC Hall of Famer Michael Bisping weighed in on the ongoing tension between Paddy Pimblett and Ilia Topuria, highlighting how Paddy has been provoking Ilia for quite some time. He pointed out moments like when Paddy called Topuria hand sanitizer boy, threw water bottles at him, and kept trash talking in interviews. According to Bisping, all of this has clearly irritated Topuria, who now seems eager to silence Paddy once and for all. Bisping noted that one of the best parts of MMA is that fighters have a platform to settle their differences and get paid well to do it.
Paddy's been talking calling him hand sanitizer boy.
Hand sanitizer boy!
Throwing water bottles at him. Saying anything he can, talking shit, okay? And he is getting under the skin of Ilia Topuria. So much so that he wants to shut him up.
I get the title and you put me against Paddy.
First off, that's the great thing about this sport. If people talk shit, we literally have a forum. You are literally paid life-changing money to go out there and beat the shit out of the guy that is talking crap about you.
Michael Bisping continued his breakdown of the Ilia Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett rivalry by highlighting the back and forth nature of their personalities. He noted that while Topuria has called Paddy things like prick, and arrogant, it's important to recognize that Ilia shows similar traits. Bisping pointed out how Topuria updated his social media bio with bold claims, treats his fights like formalities, and confidently predicts knockouts. He questioned why that level of confidence is labeled arrogance for Paddy, but not for Ilia. Still, Bisping acknowledged that both fighters have consistently backed up their words, adding more intrigue to their potential clash.
Now, Topuria says that he's a prick and that he's and he's arrogant and all this type of stuff.
La verdad que si pudiera yo elegir una pelea, pelearía con él porque...
Now, just playing devil's avocado for a minute, okay? Ilia Topuria is also rather confident. He goes out there, he changes his bio, he says it's a formality, he's calling out Islam, he said he was going to knock out Max Holloway, he said he was going to knock out Volkanovski, and he did do all of those things. But if by one person's standard, that makes you cocky, arrogant, a pain in the ass. When you're doing the same thing, sure, granted, he's backed it up every single time, Ilia Topuria. But to be fair, so has Paddy Pimblett.
Michael Bisping also weighed in on the idea that fighters should never look past their next opponent, arguing that it's not always the case. He said if Ilia Topuria truly believes in himself, it makes sense for him to think ahead. With Topuria confident he'll beat Charles Oliveira, Bisping noted it's natural for him to start eyeing his next big challenge. Considering Islam Makhachev might be tied up with Jack Della Maddalena, and Justin Gaethje could walk away if he doesn't get a title shot, Bisping suggested that Paddy Pimblett stands out as the most marketable option.
Now, Topuria's already got a fight, and people always say, you can't look past your next opponent. Yes, you can. Yes, you can if you're confident. Yes, you can if you believe in yourself. Yes, you can if you firmly believe that you're going to go out there and just walk through Oliveira, become the champion of the world. Then, of course, you're going to look forward and think, who am I going to fight next? Who is the biggest matchup for me? It ain't going to be Islam Makhachev because he's going to fight Jack Della Maddalena at some point in the future. So who else is there? Of course, Justin Gaethje did a video on this the other day. Justin Gaethje won't be happy. Okay, he wants a title fight or he's going to walk away from the UFC. Paddy Pimblett's just a hotter commodity right now. Simple as that. And of course, they have history.
Michael Bisping also acknowledged that Paddy Pimblett has done everything required to earn a title shot. He pointed to the long-standing rivalry between Pimblett and Ilia Topuria, noting that since Topuria has already hinted at calling Paddy out, the matchup would come together naturally. Bisping said that if he were in Paddy's shoes, he wouldn't waste time calling out Justin Gaethje or anyone else. Because if Ilia wins next Saturday and mentions Paddy's name, the UFC will almost certainly book that fight.
You could argue that Paddy Pimblett's done everything that he needs to in order to secure a title fight, and of course, given the backstory, given the fact that Ilia's talking shit, and given the fact that Ilia said in the past he's probably going to call out Paddy, well look, listen, if I'm Paddy Pimblett right now, I ain't calling out Justin Gaethje. I ain't calling out anyone, because that fight happens next Saturday, and if Ilia calls him out, it's going to happen.
So, with UFC 317 just days away, tensions are rising, and the spotlight is firmly on Topuria as he gets ready to face Charles Oliveira. Ilia Topuria didn't hold back at the open workout, throwing serious shade at Islam Makhachev and keeping the heat on his rivals. But with Paddy Pimblett in the mix and Islam Makhachev still looming, the drama isn't stopping anytime soon. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any updates ahead of this explosive event.